I was on Too Hot to Handle, and now my relationship gets judged because I married an inmate in prison in America. Mama, I'm in love with a criminal. My mom actually loves this design.
We're soulmates.
This is a prison personality, it's a fantasy.
Leave your negativity off of my side and off of our love.
It's like adopting a pet from shelter.
When she called me and told me I'm married to someone who's in prison, I was like, what? What's going on?
Zamira doesn't even know all about my plans with Joshua yet.
My concern was that he won't change when he gets out, and that's gonna affect you so in a bad way. Do you guys discuss that, or?
Hello, this is a free call from...
It's Josh. I love my wife, Laura.
an incarcerated individual at...
Hi.
Hi, babe.
My name is Laura. I'm 27 years old and I'm a real estate agent. Now I'm married to a prisoner in America. His current sentence is 7 years. He's been in prison so far for a little bit over 3, but he can get released after 4.5 years for house arrest. So he'll have to stay on house arrest for 6 more months. Before, I had everything when it comes to like materialistic stuff and financial stuff. I was traveling the world, I was like doing everything you could imagine, but I never felt like satisfied from within. That was because I needed love. But since I found him, I realized that that was what I was missing.
We both are very intense and we love very extremely.
As soon as I seen the first picture that she sent me, like I was like blown away. And at first I felt like she was a catfish, because how could somebody as hot as her be like hitting me up? I felt like I was falling in love with her within weeks of us talking, very quickly.
My friend Zamira is coming today. I actually met Zamira on a TV show that I was part of.
When Laura first told me about Joshua, I was shocked.
My plan was to live my single life a little bit more. Zamira doesn't even know all about my plans with Joshua yet, like my move to the US.
When she called me and told me like I'm married to someone who's in prison, I was like, what? What's going on? I didn't have words for that moment. I had reservations. Is it the right decision? Is she doing the right thing?
Oh my God, come rein schnell. What was your first reaction when you found out he's in prison?
I was shocked, to be honest. But I was more shocked about the fact that you're married than even the fact that he's in prison.
I mean, we want to spend our lives together, so why hold back?
Yeah, true.
YOLO. You only live once.
That's true.
I met Joshua on a website called Ride a Prisoner. I was planning to fly home to Germany to see my family last year in December. One day before Christmas, and I couldn't take the flight. It was very like spontaneous for me to go on this website. I mean, I just saw it on TikTok. I was feeling so sad at home. I cannot spend time with my family, and I could just imagine how they would feel in prison without their families all the time. Didn't really have an intention to like really get into a conversation with a prisoner. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, but turned out a little bit differently. Then I saw my husband's account or profile, and it says that he writes poetry, and I write poetry too, so I was super interested in reading his poetry. He sent me his poems, and I really thought it's very like emotionally intelligent and has a lot of depth to it. And then he asked me if I was just interested in his poems or if I also want to get to know him.
We started having phone calls every day. It started from like 1 to 2 hours a day to like 8 to 11 hours once.
He writes me poems minimum once a week. You're my life, my soul, and the other half of me. The day that we met, I felt my heart drop. There is no one like you in this world. What were your like initial concerns about my relationship and marriage with him?
My concern was a little that he won't change when he gets out, and maybe that's gonna affect you so in a bad way. Do you guys discuss that, or?
Yeah, of course. We talk about stuff like this every day. I mean, he was very young and he blames himself and everything, but like he takes responsibility. But my view, like psychologically, he was influenced so much and had the wrong role models, so he never was really able to like make the right decisions. But now he knows this is definitely wrong, so.
On a bad day, when he's not there, you're so lonely and you managed all the stuff alone. How is that going?
I mean, we're on the phone most of the time, so we do all our daily activities.
Crazy, how?
We're just on the phone with everything we do.
We really like stay on the phone and spend time with each other. We used to spend anywhere from 5 to like almost 12 hours a day, every day for almost 6 whole months straight. I know that our love is real. We're both really good at
Communicating.
conflict. Yeah, communicating, I mean, yeah.
I have a doll of my husband with his face on it, so I can cuddle it, and he's on the phone at the same time, so we always fall asleep on the phone together.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy though.
We already talked more than usual couples would do in more than like 3.5 years, like pure talking. Did you guys realize, by the way, that I got married before having sex with the person?
It's so much more intimate somehow. I don't, like, even though it's not intimate physically, but it's more intimate emotionally. When I first went to jail, I was very nervous. First of all, I never went to jails. I had to travel to a whole other continent for this meeting.
Obviously, I had some doubts. I'm in love with him virtually, but what if I don't feel it in real life?
There's this drawing game on TikTok, and we did it in a visiting room. But as soon as he came out, I felt so happy, and I saw him, and it was exactly as on the phone and as on the video calls, and we were just vibing perfectly, and everything was great.
To get married in prison, and how was the ceremony?
Well, it all went a little bit fast. After 6 weeks, he basically proposed to me because we realized we want to be together and spend our lives together. So my husband surprised me with a tattoo of my name on his finger and our wedding date. And he also has our zodiac signs. So I also wanted to dedicate my whole hand to him. 11/11 has a special meaning for us, and the butterfly, because how we even met each other is all kind of based or thanks to the butterfly effect, because I couldn't take my plane.
That was the best day of my life. That was probably the funnest day in my whole entire 21 years of living.
I was seeing this trend on TikTok where people said, is somebody gonna match my freak? And then saying something crazy that they did. Oh, let me post our prison wedding video because that's like a crazy thing to do. Yeah, it just went viral. And then after that, almost all of our videos went viral. So me and Joshua, we weren't allowed to see each other, not even on video, for the last 60 days. Just because I was wearing something like this and you're not allowed really to show shoulders or something. Tomorrow, we'll finally be able to have video calls again. Well, we can use this as a platform for us to share a real love story, but also like inspire people and show that prisoners are not all bad and they can change until he gets out, and then you're done. So my husband was never a violent person. People think if you go to prison you have to be a violent person. No.
We're not cavemen anymore, right? Then how is so many people's first reaction always like, can he provide for you?
I don't think I am promoting anything. I'm just sharing our love story. It's like adopting a pet from shelter. I'm not saying anyone should copy it. This is a prison personality. It's a fantasy. He's on his best behavior and you're filling the blanks. It must be desperate. There are literally millions of other normal men. I have this series about the website Write a Prisoner, and I make people aware. Look, check their crimes before, like research it if you ever want to text someone, because there is really bad people on this website, and I'm really trying to make aware of that and not to romanticize the whole thing too much. This will end up on the news one day. I mean, we are already on the news, so. We already started working together. We started building a clothing brand. This is one of my favorite designs too. It says Daddy Issues. We turned all the hateful comments into something positive and something cool. Mama, I'm in love with a criminal. My mom actually loves this design. We're saying at least my trauma made me interesting because all of these people follow us and talk about us now on TikTok, so just own it. So mostly people say the typical daddy issues. People think that I send him money, which is not true. My husband actually has his family who supports him for his food and whatever monthly. Like, we even share the cost of our phone calls. Well, mostly I try to just politely answer because you can't fight hate with hate. What I love most about Joshua is that he shows his vulnerable side. Like, he's really emotionally intelligent, and I think that's very rare in this generation. I'll text you. I love you too. This is too cute, and I hear he's getting out soon, so incredibly happy for you all. I love comments like this. I had my doubts about him and maybe still a little bit, but rooting for you. And he'll get released for house arrest around October, November next year, so that's the plan for me to be there then. It feels like having a new start. We're gonna build our base and spend a lot of time together and make up for all the missing time. To all of these people who are hating on us or judging us, that I hope you will find real love at some point.